Hello, my name is Eleana Kaidanian. I'm a registered dietitian, and today I'm going to teach you how to read a food label, brought to you by the Healthy Eating for Children program by Yeshiva University. So hopefully by the end of today's lesson, you will learn the reasons for nutrition labeling of food, how to analyze information provided on a nutrition facts panel, how to learn the portion control through serving sizes, how to identify ingredients to avoid or reduce, as well as learning how to make healthier choices by comparing different food products using the food label. You may have noticed the food label before and not understood what they're used for. Well, the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA of the United States Department of Agriculture, makes it so that food companies are required by law to provide a nutrition facts panel on the food label. Food labels give consumers nutritional information to make healthier decisions. This is useful if someone is trying to watch their sugar intake or looking to get more calcium in their diet. Beyond the nutritional facts, food labels also tell us what is in the food, such as the ingredients. This is helpful if we do not want to eat a certain ingredient due to a food allergy or a dietary restriction. In addition, food labels tell us what country the food came from or where it was made. Food labels also share health claims with us, such as whether a food is organic, low in fat, or high in fiber. When it comes to reading a food label, it takes practice and can be tricky at first. When you read the nutrition facts panel from top to bottom, you will notice many different sections, starting from the serving size at the top and finishing with the percent daily values and ingredient lists all the way at the bottom. So let's apply the information. It's our job to break down the information into useful information so that we can apply it. Starting from the top with the serving size. This is the amount or portion of food used to measure all the numbers on the label. In this example, you would be measured a serving size by half a cup or weighed on a scale as 114 grams. The serving size is also often the recommended portion. Next on the list is servings per container. This is the total number of servings in the entire bag or package. In this example, the package contains 4 servings. So if you were to consume the whole package of food, you would multiply the servings per container to the serving size and everything else on the remainder of the nutrition facts list as well. In this case, a whole package would be 2 cups of food, or half a cup times 4. To get the total calories, you would do 90 calories times 4, or 360 calories in the whole package, and so on. Calories are the energy provided in the food. Lastly, calories from fat are the amount of calories coming from fat. Next on the list, you will see fat. Total fat, saturated fat, as well as sometimes trans fat. The goal is to limit these nutrients. On this page, they are highlighted in orange. Let's talk about fat. Total fat is the amount of fat in grams coming from the food. Not all fat is created equal. You may have heard that unsaturated fats from vegetable oils, avocado, nuts, and fish are healthier fats than the fat coming from steak. That is because unsaturated fats do not raise cholesterol levels like saturated and trans fats do. Saturated fats are mostly derived from animal sources such as cheese and meat. As far as trans fats, they are not listed on this specific nutrition facts panel. However, if they are usually listed under the saturated fats. Trans fats are put in processed foods to increase their flaky texture. Think of cookies, for example. Trans fats are put in packaged foods to increase their shelf life as well. These fats increase your cholesterol levels and can result in clogged arteries and heart problems. Therefore, It's better to choose foods that don't have trans fat. For a quick tip, you can avoid foods that have partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredient list, as this is another name for trans fat. Next, you will see cholesterol and sodium, also highlighted in orange. Cholesterol needs to be monitored because having high cholesterol can increase your risk of developing heart disease. Cholesterol in food is found naturally in liver, egg yolks, butter, cheese, milk, and meat. For a quick tip, eggs are a great source of protein and a good source of vitamin D. However, it is recommended to limit egg yolks to 1 a day due to the cholesterol levels. Choose low-fat dairy whenever possible and cut the fat from meat. For instance, take the skin off the chicken or cut the fat from a steak, or choose a lean ground meat. These are great ways to reduce your cholesterol intake. Choosing snacks that have zero cholesterol are also another method. Your body only needs a little bit from food, and you can get it from your other meals as opposed to snacks. Sodium is similar to salt. It is necessary to maintain proper fluid and electrolyte balance. Processed, packaged, canned, and frozen foods tend to be very high in sodium. Think of pizza, soups, cheeses, pickles, olives, cold cuts, and other snack foods, compared to fresh alternatives such as fruits and vegetables, which are naturally very low in sodium. Too much sodium can lead to water retention, also known as holding on to extra water in the body, and increased blood pressure. As a quick tip, try to pick snacks that are low in sodium or do not have any added sodium. On this page, we're going to compare different cholesterol comparisons. As you can see, having half a cup of Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream can offer 85 milligrams of cholesterol, versus a vanilla frozen yogurt has very little or almost no cholesterol. The only way to know for sure when comparing products is by reading the food label. Whenever you can, read a food label. Otherwise, you can try to look it up on the internet or on your phone. Next, we have comparisons of sodium. Many snacks tend to be high in sodium, but the only way you can know for sure is by reading a food label. Otherwise, you would never know that one specific brand is much higher in sodium than another specific brand of the same type of pretzels. Always check the food label. Now I'd like to introduce you to sodium nitrates. Sodium nitrates or nitrites are preservatives added to processed meats to keep them fresh. Consuming nitrates in large quantities has been associated with increased risk for certain cancers. Therefore, we should avoid or limit our sodium nitrate or nitrite intake as much as possible. So, which foods have sodium nitrates? Hot dogs, any processed deli meat, as well as cold cuts, turkey breast, salami, bologna, pastrami, and even smoked salmon like lox tend to have sodium nitrates added to them. It is best to avoid or limit these foods, especially during lunchtime. So if you are offered a turkey breast sandwich or a hot dog, it might be a better option to choose a food that does not contain nitrates, such as grilled turkey breast or grilled chicken. Next on the list are carbs, fiber, and sugar. As far as carbohydrates, some parts of our body only work on carbs, such as our eyes and our brain. Most of our daily calories should come from carbs. Good sources include fruits and vegetables, whole wheat breads, whole grain cereals, pastas, and brown rice. These foods are also rich in dietary fiber, which keep us fuller longer. For a quick tip, look for foods that say 100% whole wheat on the packaging. As far as sugars are other sources of carbs, including cakes, cookies, candy, soda, juice, and sports drinks, which are usually really high in sugar. Foods that have a lot of sugar tend to also be high in empty calories and do not provide much of any other nutrients. When choosing snacks, choose ones that are listed as low in sugar or do not have a sweetener in the first few ingredients on the list. Now look at these comparisons. You can save yourself a lot of extra calories and sugar by checking the food label. Fruits and vegetables naturally contain sugar, but in very small amounts compared to candy and flavored drinks, or even processed cereals, which tend to have a lot of added sugars. You may have heard that protein is necessary to build muscle. We also need it for our skin and to support our immune system so that we do not get sick. Our body does not store protein, however. Therefore, it's important to make sure we get enough from our food every day. Located on the right side of the nutrition facts panel from total fat to dietary fiber are the percent daily values. These percentages show how much nutrients the food is providing per serving compared to how much you need in an entire day. For example, if a food label says 12% fiber, that's 12% of a person's fiber needs for the day coming from that particular food. So in this example, provided we are consuming one serving size, everything from the fat, saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium are considered low. This is good because these are the nutrients we said we want to limit. However, if you're eating 2 servings of this food, we would have to double all the numbers. Don't forget, that means that the sodium would be much higher, almost 26% of our daily value. Now let's talk about vitamins and minerals. These are located towards the end of the nutrition facts panel. Vitamins are necessary for basic function. On the list, you'll find vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron from the food by percentage. In this example, one serving of this food offers 10% vitamin C. We need to get a total of 100% of this vitamin on a daily basis. Don't forget that fruits and vegetables are a great source of vitamins and minerals and make great snacks compared to packaged foods such as chips or candy, which don't have much vitamins or minerals at all. Now let's see what you learned today. The ingredient list is typically located on the back of a food package, on the side or underneath the nutrition facts panel. Ingredients are listed in order of amount, decreasing as the list goes on. Therefore, the first ingredient on the list makes up the most of the products. Keeping this in mind, it's always a better option to choose foods that do not have sugar, fats, oils, or salts as the first few ingredients on the list. In general, the longer the list is, the more processed it may be, the less natural it may be, and the less healthy. When comparing 2 similar products, try to choose the brand with a shorter ingredient list. If the ingredients listed are unfamiliar to you, it's probably a better choice not to choose that specific food. Now it's time to quiz what we have learned. In this quiz, we will be using a food label of Osem Bisli barbecue flavor snack just as an example to answer some questions and see how many we actually get right. So here's my first question. Number 1, how many calories are in one bag of this snack? To answer this question, first look at the calories listed and the servings per container. There are 2.5 servings in this whole bag. If I ate this whole bag, I would need to multiply 2.5 by 140 calories to get my answer of 350 calories. So did you get that right? That's answer C. Moving on to question 2. How many grams of fat are there in 2 servings of this snack? To answer this question, look at the total fat and the servings per container. There are 2.5 servings in this whole bag. But if we eat 2 servings of the snack, I need to multiply 2 by the total grams of fat. So the answer for this question is actually answer B, 12 grams of fat. How are you doing so far? Well, there's just a few more questions. Moving on to question number 3. How many milligrams of sodium are there in one package of this snack? To answer this question, first look at the sodium, then look at the servings. Multiply the sodium of 180 milligrams by 2.5 servings for the whole bag. That makes the answer to this question letter A, or 450 milligrams of sodium. For the fourth question, are there any ingredients in this list that you should avoid? To answer this question, first look at all the ingredients listed. Ask yourself, how many of these ingredients do I recognize? How many of these ingredients have I never heard of? Write down the ingredients that you do not recognize. There may be several of them. If you don't recognize an ingredient, it's important to look it up. You should know what you are putting in your body. When it comes to answering this question, everyone will have a different answer. The point is just to get you to start thinking. There is no right answer. As a dietitian, I would avoid this snack as oil is listed on the second ingredient, followed by dextrose, which is a sweetener, and sugar shortly after. MSG, or monosodium glutamate, disodium guanylate, and disodium inosiniate may have been the ingredients that you weren't sure about. These are all flavor enhancers that provide a salty flavor. Some people have reactions to MSG in the form of headaches, sweating, shortness of breath, or rapid heart rate. For that reason, this snack may be avoided by some. Last but not least, question number 5. After reviewing the food label, can you think of a healthier snack alternative? Choosing a different snack, you can opt for a healthier fresh alternative such as a fresh piece of fruit like an apple or a banana, or colorful washed vegetables are also delicious, thinking of baby carrots or a fresh cucumber. If you are looking for healthier packaged food on the go, look for whole grain pretzels that are low in sodium or popcorn. I hope you did well on the quiz, and if not, you may need a little bit more practice reading a food label. I hope you learned today, and I hope that you never stop learning. Don't let this lesson stop with you. Share what you learned with a friend or a family member. Remember, knowledge is power, and it's waiting for you. When in doubt, check the food label. You can never guess the nutritional content of a scoop of chocolate ice cream from one brand compared to another, unless you flip the package over and compare the two. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Bye!